You know Grow a Garden as the biggest game not only on Roblox, but in the entire world. But lately it has been giving up its #1 spot at the top playing games to 99 Nights in the Forest and sometimes even Steal a Brainrot. To put it simply, the game is losing players. And while the numbers are still more than impressive, the difference in player count is noticeable. It used to average about 2 million players daily back in July, but now has gone below 1 million. That is less than half of players it had before. So then there is a question. Is this beginning of the end for Grow a Garden? Well, by the looks of it, the game might just continue to slowly lose players, and at one point it would stop updating since it wouldn't be profitable anymore. And to continue this game, they do need a good amount of players because apparently there is like 50 developers on this game. A lot of developers require a lot of money. So one of the arguments as to why it has been losing players is school, since most of the players are kids. And while it is true, we do not see the same impact on Steal a Brainrot or 99 Nights in the Forest. Both actually only gained more players since July, unlike Grow a Garden, which peaked in July and slowly went down after that. School just made things a bit worse and made it average less than 1 million players daily. On Roblox, there are games that rely on updates and games that can maintain player count even if it updates once a few months. Grow a Garden needs updates to stay popular, since you get bored of the same gameplay loop if there are no changes. It is made in a way to hook the player, like for example, shops restock pretty often, weather events are decently common too and such. But obviously, if you play the game for some time, eventually you'll get to the point where you aren't interested in buying most of the shop seeds as example. That's why updates are very much needed, since new content keeps players busy for some time. When the game came out, it did not have most of the stuff it has right now. Pets, for example, were added in an update and are now one of the things players care about a lot. Later on, they expanded more on the pets and added pet mutations, for example. Players care about them and spend a while trying to get best mutations. Players need new things to do, so Grow a Garden basically has events every update. And those events do get pretty unique, like you have the cooking event, which introduced a new use for the crops, and cooking actually ended up becoming a part of the main game. But the problem is that sometimes the updates use same ideas from before, which players aren't big fans of. The new fairy event is similar to the Busy Bee event, but with a few other event mechanics too. Players who started to play back in June or earlier have gotten to experience similar events already. So to them, new ones do not feel as fun since they use similar or even same mechanics from before. The amount of likes per views on the Twitter post for the fairy update sort of shows that not that many might have liked the update. But obviously, that isn't the only reason people decide to quit the game. The economy in Grow a Garden sucks, to say the least. There is trading in this game, which actually was added not too long ago, but even before it, economy and trading existed. Usually things cost at most millions, with exceptions being Grandmaster Sprinkler and Level Up Lollipop, which go into billions. So having 2 trillions, like in my case, would look good, if you never knew how bad economy gets in this game. Well, let me tell you, players have gotten to the point where these numbers became somewhat normal. Just probably 2 or 3 months ago, having a crop that has this kind of value would be really good, but now the economy went into sextillions. Just for you to understand how big the number is, here's how trillion looks like, and here's how sextillion looks like. And since there is trading in this game, you can probably imagine how bad things have gotten. There are values in this game just like in any other game with trading, and numbers are high. Just starting with common pets, each valued at millions despite the egg always being there for just 50,000. Another example is cat, which comes from this uncommon egg, yet has the value of 200 million apparently. If we go further, there is bug egg, which is the rarest egg in the shop and costs 50 million to buy. The most common pet is caterpillar, and its value is in hundreds of trillions. But the value of most expensive pets get really crazy. The most expensive pet, kitsune, is valued at 220 sextillions, with raccoon being on second place valued at 85 sextillions. The reason people even have these amounts of currency is because of game-breaking bugs. There is a pet called Mooncat, and the stats usually look something like this. Now here's the stats of a Mooncat with a game-breaking bug. You can tell they are at least 10 times higher than usually. And the craziest part is that this isn't even close to most powerful ones people had. Since it gives a size boost, crops grow big and are worth a ton more. There has been multiple cases of bugs with pets, with one giving insane amount of XP to pets as example. These game-breaking bugs cannot be fixed before anyone abuses them, so that's where we ended up. Did developers try to fix the economy? Well, yes, but it really won't ever fix the economy since people won't spend all of their currency like that. There is something called ascending, which resets your currency, but people can just trade it away. There are also shops with restocking increasing in price all the time, but nobody would spend all of their currency like that. And obviously, taking it away from players will make the entire community mad. And not only economy gets damaged, but also the overall enjoyability of the game too. The game is meant to be about growing plants, but no matter how hard you would try, you will never get anywhere close to sextillions without any bugs in the game. This can demotivate some people, since what's the point of trying to grow big plants if it's only good with game-breaking bugs now? And speaking of that, players do get less excited about things now since they are used to them. Let's say the admin abuse events. The latest admin abuse event, which happened while I was making this video, had many different weather events happen with some good stock. Pretty much what people like. But even then, it felt like some people weren't as excited about it. And I think that is because we just simply got used to the events and it doesn't feel as special to some of us now. Unless something insane happens like what we had during Grow a Garden and Steal a Brainrot fight with many events and animations prepared, I doubt players will be as excited now. Also, the game peaked at 15 million players, which is lower than usually, meaning less players were interested to join the admin abuse. One good thing about Grow a Garden is how it tries to stay at the same level of pay to win. Almost everything in this game can be obtained without Robux, with exception being rainbow plants and pets. Ever since release, they have never added a single game pass. The only pay-to-win aspect is really the Robux seed packs and chests like this. Everything else is not as rewarding. Remember how I mentioned that 99 Nights in the Forest and Steal a Brainrot sometimes have more players than Grow a Garden? Well, that is actually another reason Grow a Garden has been losing players. Those two games create a competition since both of them got to the same level as Grow a Garden. And it also makes sense why both of them would gain players, right? When Grow a Garden was losing them. But does that mean it's grave time for Grow a Garden? Definitely not. It just started to lose players, and I'm sure it will still be going for at least a few months before dying. It still has a very big amount of players. All that happened is that it went from record-hitting numbers to just very impressive ones. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate that. You can watch one of these videos while waiting for a new one. They are good too. Join my Discord server. You can chat with me and other members. The link is in description, and I will see you soon.